There is nothing like seeing your seedlings emerge. It's a moment that never gets old, no matter how many times you experience it. Planting seeds is such a thrilling experience, isn't it? As a gardener, this is always an exciting moment, but it also comes with its own set of challenges. You've got these tiny, delicate seedlings that are vulnerable to a lot of things, and it's up to you to give them the care they need to thrive. Join me as I figure out the best ways to care for these seedlings that just popped up.
After germination, tiny roots start to explore the soil and the stem begins to reach for the sunlight. So, the first step that we have is to remove the domes. Your seedlings need to breathe to prevent mold and rot. It's safe to remove the dome once you see at least 50% of the seeds have germinated. I prefer using individual pots for this reason, so I can leave the seeds that haven't sprouted inside the dome. The next step is to provide lights. You may ask, how far should I keep the seedlings from the grow lights? Well, there's no definite answer to that. Generally, keep the seedlings 6 to 8 inches away from the grow lights, so your plants don't get leggy and weak. I am using Fairy Morse T5 grow lights. I normally place my seedlings around 3 to 4 inches away, far enough to prevent them from burning, and move them lower as they grow.
I have the lights fixed on the wire rack, so the seedlings are the ones that I adjust.
The best way to check if the heat is right for a T5 grow light is to place your hand between the light and the seedlings. If it's warm, then that means the seedlings are too close. So far, I haven't seen any leaves burn with my Fairy Morse indoor grow light with T5 bulbs. Don't keep the lights too far away though, otherwise the seedlings will get leggy. The Fairy Morse grow lights come with an 11-inch stand. Since I have a wire rack set up for my seedlings, I attach the lights on the rack above the seedlings. It's a very simple and affordable setup, nothing fancy. I've been using these grow lights to provide the light for my seedlings. I keep them on around 12 to 15 hours during the day. I turn them off when I go to sleep. Just like humans, seedlings need sleep too. Seriously, keeping the lights on 24/7 will harm your seedlings. Remember, anything excessive can cause damage. Some gardeners hook their grow lights up to an automatic timer. I manually turn the lights on and off every single day. This way I can monitor the overall condition of the seeds on a daily basis. If you aren't using a timer, try to sync the lights with your own routine. For example, lights on with your morning coffee, lights off before you head to bed. If you're using a sunny windowsill, make sure the seedlings aren't too close to the glass, and don't let the leaves touch the cold glass. A south-facing window is the gold standard for natural light, and you can put aluminum foil behind the seedlings to reflect light back to them. I actually have aluminum foil on my wire rack, and I bought mine from Lowe's. Now, let's talk about airflow. Once your seeds have sprouted, you've removed the clear plastic humidity dome, and provided light, try to have a fan nearby. You can start the fan as soon as the sprouts emerge, but it's most critical once they have their first set of true leaves, the second set of leaves that appear. The first set are called cotyledons. A gentle breeze is enough. The fan serves two purposes. One, it prevents damping off, a fungal disease caused by stagnant air. And 2, it stresses the stems slightly, which signals the plant to grow thicker and stronger. You don't need the fan running all day. In fact, too much wind can dry out the soil and stress the leaves. 4 to 6 hours a day is ideal. You can also brush the tops of your seedlings with your hands gently, just a light stroke back and forth once or twice a day. This simple touch mimics the natural movement of the wind and creates a positive stress that tells the plant to stop stretching. It's a moment of connection, a way to feel the life you're growing, while helping them stand tall on their own. Watering is another crucial step. Water your seedlings when the top inch of soil feels dry to the touch. Make sure not to overwater, as this can lead to root rot and other problems. Using a grow light and a fan will dry out the soil faster. Instead of watering on schedule, check the moisture every morning. This is the reason why I don't feel the need to have an automatic timer for my grow lights. If the surface is light brown and dry to the touch, it's time to water. Or pick up the tray. If it feels feather light, the roots are thirsty. If it's heavy, leave it alone. The best way to water seedlings is bottom watering. Do not pour the water from the top or spray water on them. Pour about ½ an inch of room temperature water into the bottom outer tray like this. Let the pots soak up the water through the bottom holes. After 20 minutes, pour out any excess water. You never want to leave the seedlings sitting in wet feet for hours, as this leads to root rot. Do not overwater. It causes damping off. Damping off is a common issue that can kill seedlings quickly. It's caused by fungal diseases that thrive in wet conditions. It attacks the stem of the seedling at the soil level. Once the seedling collapses, it's gone. To prevent damping off, make sure the soil isn't too wet and provide good air circulation. In case you have a problem with damping off, you can treat it with a dash of cinnamon. If the whole tray is infected, you need to sterilize it before you can use it again. To prevent pests and diseases, inspect your seedlings regularly. Look for signs of pests like aphids, whiteflies, or spider mites. Take action quickly if you notice any problems. Sometimes seedlings can be a bit finicky, but with patience and care, you can overcome most challenges. It's a process that requires patience, but the payoff is worth it. Healthy seedlings are the foundation of a successful garden. In summary, proper care and attention are essential to ensure the seedlings grow strong and healthy. As the seedlings emerge, they need a nurturing environment to thrive. They need the right amount of light, water, air, and nutrients. We will discuss how to fertilize seedlings in our next video. Thanks for watching!